Today I'll be talking about eating with conscious awareness of spirit. So I want to share a story with you that had a profound impact on my presence when I eat, and my presence of keeping mindful awareness of Holy Spirit in my mind while I'm eating. I'm sure you know what it feels like to not be paid attention to. So you're talking to somebody else and they're partially distracted because they're on their phone, or maybe you're talking to someone on the phone and you can just tell they're not really there because maybe they're doing something else on their laptop while they talk to you. You feel it, right? You can sense it. And I'm sure you've done the same, where you're not fully present to another person and you know what that feels like to give somebody partial attention. A friend of mine shared a story with me about her dog, Yankee. Yankee is the cutest golden doodle you've ever seen, and this story had a big impact on me. She was telling me about how her dog was laying across her lap one day and she was just present, just petting her dog, and her dog was looking at her in her eyes and she was gazing back, and her dog paused and looked over at her phone and looked back at her like, wow, Mom, you're being present to me. You're not on your phone while you're petting me. This is kind of nice. And it struck me that animals feel when we're present to them. They feel that too. Around the same time, I also listened to a talk from Nook Sanchez about eating consciously with spirit, because if we're eating consciously with spirit, we're no longer eating with ego. If we're not eating consciously with spirit, who are we eating with? We're eating with ego. These two things, plus my overall mindfulness practice of being present to what I'm doing while I'm doing it, had a pretty big impact on me, because I realized a couple weeks ago that when I was going to take my vitamins at lunch, so I still take some vitamins because I believe that I need them, but I trust that my belief in them will fall away when I'm ready to let it go, because I'm willing to look at that with Holy Spirit. I was finding myself wishing that I could just plop those vitamins into my stomach and just be done with them, rather than take the time to swallow them one or two at a time, because it's a few of them. And I realized, wow, I'm trying to rush through this, and this is an opportunity for me to slow down and feel how good it feels to be present to myself, to my experience, to spirit, while I'm doing what it is that I'm doing. So eating with spirit is simple in that it's just a matter of taking bite by bite of food, being present to it, because just like we know how good it feels to be present to others, it feels good to be present to our food. It feels good to have that awareness of spirit while we're doing what it is that we're doing. So if you're finding yourself rushing through your meals, I encourage you to practice slowing down, maybe not multitasking, and taking one bite at a time. You don't have to set out to eat the whole meal mindfully with spirit, but just set out to eat one bite at a time with awareness of spirit as you eat, as you chew, and I can guarantee that that meal is going to be much more satisfying. If you find that there's antsiness or agitation and wanting to rush through, that's another thing to look at with Holy Spirit. But experiment with taking it bite by bite with love's awareness with you, and I'd love to hear about how it goes in the comments below this video. Love you.